Ladies and gentlemen, they want your kids, and it's pretty much obvious at this point. I think for a lot of people, it's been obvious for a long time. And you're going to have the people who are going to try to gaslight you and they're going to try to tell you, oh, it's not a big deal. It doesn't matter. It's just a kid's show. Who cares? Why do you care so much? Blah, 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 blah. And they'll always do this gaslighting because at the end of the day, they know that all of this matters to them. They know that this is the most important thing in the entire world for them. Now, what am I talking about? Well, there is a new article that has come out and stories coming out about Paw Patrol. Now, Paw Patrol, I don't care about the show, okay? It is a kid's show. I don't care. What I do care about is the messaging that is being put into this show. Now, here's the ironic thing before we get into the article. Apparently, this is the franchise's first ever non-binary character. And the only reason why we know it's a non-binary character is not because it was said in the TV show, at least not to the knowledge of Bounding Into Comics who wrote this article. It's not actually in the TV show yet anyway. But apparently the person who designed this character and the person who created it came out and said that the character is non-binary. So they are pushing this agenda outside of the show for virtue signaling points online. But I think it's only a matter of time that it's going to be in the actual show itself. So let's get into this article with Bounding Into Comics. But of course, guys, before we do, just consider hitting that subscribe, man. I'm Shadowban as hell, and like the video to push us out into the YouTube algorithm. So the headline says, Paw Patrol spinoff, Rubble and Crew introduces franchise's first ever non-binary character. Following in the footsteps of its fellow Paramount produced animated series Transformers Earthspark, the Paw Patrol spin-off series Rubble and Crew recently saw the introduction of a new non-binary character to its expansive cast of problem solvers. Debuting in February of this year, Rubble and Crew follows a titular English bulldog as he moves from his home in Adventure Bay to Builder Cove and, in typical Paw Patrol fashion, opens up a new construction company with the aim of helping the town and its citizens in completing its various public works. And in the 19th episode of the spin-off's first season, the crew's builds an observatory. The protagonist Puff's circle of friends expanded to include the aforementioned non-binary character River. Now, the funny thing is, they did this, I believe, in Earthspark as well. What they tend to do is that they will start off the TV show, right? They'll start it off completely normal. They won't even show any hint that they're going to sneak this stuff in there. And the reason why they do this is because they want people invested before they actually throw this nonsense in there. So they wait a few episodes until they actually hit you with it. And in this scenario, they waited a lot of episodes before they finally hit you with the non-binary character. And it's not shocking that this is the same people that made Transformers Earthspark, where it had the non-binary robot. Make that shit make sense. You know what I'm saying? So they have now a non-binary human female character. It's obviously a female, and they're trying to use this to do virtue signaling points online. But I'll tell you exactly what I mean. So it says a young skateboard and inspiring photographer obsessed with getting the right pick. The pups cross paths with River just as they are deciding which construction project to tackle that day. Explaining how they and their family are recent transplants to Builder Cove, River laments to the team that though the town has a wide variety of impressive buildings, all built by the pups of course, the one thing it doesn't have is an observatory. And without it, River tells their new friends they will be unable to snap a satisfactory picture of a passing shooting star. Though referred to as such, the object actually appears to be a comet. Seeking to make their new friend feel at home, the pups put their noses to the grind and use their various skills to make River's dream a reality. Following a temporary transportation problem caused by a sudden drop in temperature, the pups ultimately complete their goal, much to River's excitement. Now again, the story, pretty straightforward, doesn't say anything about gender identity, so I just want to make that very clear. However, these people who are in charge of this stuff, who create this stuff, they can't help themselves. We all know that they can't help themselves. They are absolutely desperate to virtue signal any chance that they get, and if they can't do it inside the TV show, they're going to do it on their personal Instagrams, as we're going to see now with this particular character. So it says, as to River's non-binary identity, this fact is never explicitly addressed or mentioned in the episode itself. Rather than the walking social awareness billboard commonly depicted in contemporary media, River's introduced and treated like a normal human being. The episode's focus remains solely on the pup's efforts to see the stars. Instead, this fact was revealed in a post by the episode's writer, LGBTQ plus activist Lindsay Amer. Perhaps most notable as the founder of Queer Kid Stuff, a YouTube channel that aims to bring LGBTQ and social justice media to kids and families, Amer took to their personal Instagram account roughly 2 weeks after the series premiere to announce that they brought me to the consult on the first non-binary character, Meet River, for the Paw Patrol universe, and write their episode talk about a bucket list item. I wanted to write a non-binary character that was aspirational and incredibly cool, someone for the pups and kids at home to look up to, continued the activist, who themselves identifies as non-binary. They found an awesome non-binary actor to voice River, and I'm so happy about how it turned out. Ladies and gentlemen, again, this is anybody shocked that the writer is non-binary? I mean, come on, like we're talking about the ultimate self-insert. You know what I mean? This person is writing a character and is literally self-inserting themselves into that character, and then on top of that, went as far as to get a non-binary voice actor. Like, how does that even make any sense at the end of the day? Like, you're I don't even know. I don't even know anymore. I really don't know. And again, this is the chaos that we have to deal with, unfortunately. And then here's the best part. To this end, Amer then revealed that though they avoided any overt discussion of River's identity, they did make a subtle reference to it by applying the transgender pride flag's pink, white, and light blue color scheme to the character's shoes. Peep River's non-binary transgender kicks, Amer ultimately invited. That doesn't make any sense, bro. How are you a non-binary transgender person? I've been asking this for a long time, and I never get a solid answer. If you're non-binary, that means that you don't go with any of the two main genders, which are the only genders, but you don't go with the two genders, right? You don't go with male or female. You're in between. That's the whole point. So if you're transgender, if you're a non-binary transgender, that means that a transgender, you're transitioning from one to another, all right? It's a binary system. How are you a non-binary transgender person? That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. I don't even know if they understand the rules of which they set forth for their own universe. You get what I'm saying? Like, these people are playing by the fakest of the fake rules, and they start throwing out titles because it sounds cool, right? It sounds very progressive. The more titles you could put out there, non-binary, transgender, cis, whatever. Just throw out whatever bullshit titles that you can, and that makes you seem more inclusive. That makes you seem more progressive. But eventually they got to start making sense, right? So non-binary and transgender together do not make sense. You cannot be a non-binary transgender person. That just doesn't make any sense in the own rules that they set forth. Not my rules. My rules are male and female. They want to make all this nonsense up, so they're the ones that set those rules, and within their own universal rules, that doesn't make any sense. So again, ladies and gentlemen, they want to desperately make this a thing. They are pushing it on your kids. And yes, they haven't said anything about it in the episode yet, but chances are they will most definitely put it out there in one of the episodes in the future if this character does eventually stick around. And let's see how parents respond to this. They probably won't care, because at the end of the day, parents just want the TV to watch their kids for them, and it really is a shame. But some parents are probably going to mention this, and I would love to see what Twitter has to say about this as well. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it, and if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.